Welcome, my beautiful souls and my fellow Geminis. We are going to do Gemini's reading this is your monthly reading for April 2025. Just real quick, I did a playlist where I didn't do all the signs, just the ones I really felt guided to. And you were one of them. I think I did nine. And out of those nine signs I did, which we were really focusing on money, there was two, maybe three, where love just wanted to come into the picture, and I really wanted to keep it money. But you're one of them, and yeah, you're definitely one of them. And I think I even titled that, you know. But your money, I have to say, looked very good. And by the way, I will link your money reading. I'll put it on the one of the end screens, but also pin it under the comments. So if you want to check it out, you can. I literally just did those a couple weeks ago, but it was for 2025, but sooner versus later. So, anyways, this is going to be for Gemini Sun, my fellow Gemini Moons, Gemini Rising, those intuitively guided. Thank you so much for paying attention to your intuition. You could certainly be in love with the Gemini platonically, romantically. I know Sam's daughter-in-laws, they're both Geminis. They're so different, but they're both Geminis. And that's why you never really want to judge someone just by a sign, because they really are different, but they're both the same sign. And that may become where like their moon and their rising is at. So, anyways, what was I going to say? If you're in love with the Gemini, understand your guides. And by the way, anybody who's new, I read through my spirit guides. The tarot is just like a tool to help open up my intuition, but or really to give you a picture of your. I feel like it's your movie, the story of your life for April moving forward. Um, I don't know where I was going there, but anyways, oh, I was just going to say, I read through my spirit guides who connect to your guides. That's why intuitively, many times people will find themselves not just in my readings, but in a reading, and you may say, well, I don't know, something's making me want to watch this, and maybe you're not even a Gemini. But then you watch it, and it's like everything you needed to hear. That's your spirit guides. They'll use whatever means possible to get especially important messages to you. And especially if there's like really an opportunity for positive change, they're going to try everything to get that message to you. So why would they not use me? I am open. I am open to the light and to the light only, but I do want to again, just invite you all in. Thank you. And let's go ahead and begin this reading. By the way, what I'm holding on to is it's called moldite. It's a crystal. It's a meteor, 15 years or 15 million years old. But it really is meant to open up that intuition. So once I've got it, once it came to me, I've been using it to really test it. And I have to say, I have to stand behind it, at least right now. So, anyways, Gemini, enough talking. Let's go ahead and get into your reading. We are going to use quite a few different tarot decks. Um, we'll start with Mother Mary for her beautiful words of wisdom. We'll use, if I can pick them up, okay, the Gilded Tarot to clarify or go deeper, but two cards did not want to come up. The Nine of Wands and the Four of Cups. Nine of Wands, personal reflection. It makes sense. We're in a universal year nine. This is the last year to a 9-year cycle. Another way of looking at that is 2026 is a brand new cycle. So I kind of love seeing the Knight of Wands because This is really making decisions of what I want to bring along, what's, where I'm not happy, taking chances. Wands, I feel, do take chances, and listen, they don't all pay off, but this person is reflecting on their growth. That's really what the Nine of Wands is about. Like looking back, especially the difficult energies, and see how much you have grown from, well, it started in 2017. So you could see what was happening in that time period. And then, I feel like now we're getting closer and closer to making decisions of what's going to stay, what's going to go. And then we have the Four of Cups, which talks about discontentment, boredom. Can speak of love. It's an emotional energy. But in the Four of Cups, there is a cup coming in. So I have a feeling this is giving us a clue. So there is a cup coming in, and I do feel like it's coming from the hand of divine. So nothing to fear here. But the meaning of this card is to use your spiritual discernment. And I feel like you're ready for that anyway. So we'll see if they make their way back out. For your main spread, I'm going to use the Tarot of Dreams. I brought out the Romance, Angels, because I know love's going to come out. I'm also going to use the Clarifying Love Situations. We're going to keep them up there for right now. Everything is already pre-shuffled. It's really when I'm just meditating on your sign. And then we're going to use the Major Arcanas. And I use these for more like bullet points of what's happening. I have to say they bring a lot of value into the reading. And they can be their own little messages, but they always relate back to your main spread. All right. Let's give Mother Mary one more shuffle. And even though they are pre-shuffled, I do like to give them a shuffle or two with you here. Okay. Mother Mary, for my beautiful Geminis, knows intuitively guided for April. Try a little tenderness. I am both gentle and powerful. Well, that's the Empress's energy. That's the Emperor's energy. When you see the Empress, you usually see her with this little lamb on her lap, but he or she is usually half woman, half lion, and I think of the lion as the king of the jungle, which tells me that chances are you've gone through a lot of things. But it is about, I feel like that might be why we saw the Nine of Wands, because now I feel like this is your understanding of what your lessons really have taught you, and who you are today because of them. So I love this tenderness. I am both gentle and powerful. Okay. For some reason, I feel like okay. I just had a feeling something else wanted to come out. We have feminine. I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. And we want to remember that we're both masculine and feminine. We all carry that energy. Sometimes your feminine energy is calling to action. Sometimes your masculine energy. I know I feel like I live a lot through my masculine energy, but in my relationship, I'm in my feminine energy, if that makes sense. So, anyways, I allow my feminine nature to shine brightly as a valuable part of my identity. And then caring, tenderness, feminine, caring. Heaven cares for me, and I keep my heart open. I keep my heart open to caring about myself, others, and the world. And boy, does the world need that right now. So, remember, You're powerful, but you don't need to be tough at the same time because I feel that's where the gentleness comes in. Well, tenderness, feminine. I have a feeling this means something other than just like being in your feminine energy. I have a feeling that we're going to be talking about love and caring. Don't leave yourself out of the equation. Definitely care for others, help those that you can. Um, but I feel like it's important, again, not to leave yourself out of this equation. Okay, let's go ahead and bring the lid down. Let me just kind of readjust this. And let's go ahead and bring in the major arcanas. It's like I have glitter that I keep finding, and I don't know why. I just painted my nails. I was going to do pink, and something made me pull out this blue. I don't know if I'm loving it. I might change it. All right. Spirit saying, focus, Sandy, focus. Okay. Gonna focus. Just opening myself up to our spiritual team, really to give us the clearest messages as possible. So be it. Okay. Whoa. I usually shoot for like I like 4. Um, but sometimes, I will take more. We have Hermit. Interesting because we are in the year of the Hermit. And by the way, this is Virgo's major arcana, which you share Mercury with, and also, well, Mercury went retrograde. I wish I could give you the date of when it's going direct, but I don't know. Um, but I just think this is the perfect energy to start with because we are in this universal year 9. Some of you could also be in a personal year 9. So that reflection, it's everything. This person, I feel like a lot of times, like the hermit has gone through the dark night of the soul, and that might be what that 4 of Cups was, something like emotional that just didn't work out. But this is about your spirituality. This is about trust. I feel like really when you go into the hermit's mode, which can mean solitude, but I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that for a period of time. Um, because you are social creatures, so not being amongst the people, I feel like eventually would not be good. But I do feel like this person is really finding their spirituality. I also feel like, hmm, I feel like in the hermit's energy, many times, like if we're looking for someone else to come in and save us, what we find in this energy is I can save myself. And yes, I do feel like your spiritual team is helping you, but it is your human action. The hermit's seeking the light, and you can see that the hermit is now sharing his speaking of light for others. So maybe you are caring about the world. I do like that the hermit is facing towards the future. So I feel like whatever deep reflection I was in, it feels like it may be coming to an end now. You know, even though we're in the year of the hermit, it doesn't mean that we have to spend all year reflecting back. Because I feel like, like I've already done my reflections And I don't feel like I need to be in the hermit's. I mean, I am Virgo's sun. Um, but what I'm trying to say is I feel like once you feel like you are finding some answers, you know, you're finding guidance, then I feel like why not move into the next energy, which is the energy of the magician, the manifester. And that's what we're moving into next year. We have the Hierophant flipped itself around on the deck. Carditars, your neighbor. Two earth signs back to back. Could definitely be talking about the more grounded you feel, the easier your life feels. This Hierophant is about your belief system, your morals, your faith. It's a 5, so it does want you to question those things. Maybe ask yourself, am I living life according to my standards? Or have I been lowering my vibration to be with others? First and foremost, I feel like the hermit is what helps raise that vibration. And then anything that is of a lower vibration, I feel like naturally wants to fade away. Our humanness is what pulls it back in again. But we'll see. I also feel like this Hierophant, I love this image because I feel like this Hierophant is about to bless something, give a blessing over. You know, your part, definitely you. But let's see. Let's see what else. Okay, that's a lot of cards. Dang it. But I'm going to take them. All right, we have the Tower. We're going to be sliding these babies over. You know, the Tower and the Hermit feel like they're connected. Tower means there was some type of disruption. Um, could be sometimes it's endings that I didn't really want, or at least I thought I didn't want it. Because I often feel with the Tower's energy, eventually we look back at that tower and we're like, well, without that tower, I wouldn't be where I am today. Okay? Well, look at that. The star. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. After the tower. Someone could have like been coming in between, the way you want your life to be. The wishes you have. Okay? We have the moon. Hmm. Heart of Pisces, ruler of Cancer. Hello, lovers. So, your major arcana. I don't know how I knew this, but I knew that they were going to show. I just knew it. By the way, before I even lay the next card down, the lovers and the hermit, again, share Mercury. And then justice. Card of Libra. Justice is about balance. It is about learning to use that sword of justice. Right there. I feel like this sword is a gift. And I feel like we do have to learn how to use it. That's kind of what the hermit's reflecting upon. I often feel when we see justice that there's some type of imbalance, but by cutting a tie, cutting something out, whether it be a person, whatever it may be, I feel like as soon as you use that sword, then you're balanced. Unbalanced, use that sword, balanced. Justice is also about what's fair and just in the world, in your life. Following the lovers, it's mirroring the hermit. Interesting. Okay, let me look at this for a second. So we have the star right in the middle. Your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. It almost feels like this is what was, and this is what is, let's just say, manifesting, or you want to manifest because the star, again, is your dreams. And I feel like the Hierophant is giving you this blessing over your dreams. The Lovers is ahead of a hard decision, sitting next to the moon, which can certainly talk about uncertainties. But sometimes, we got to be comfortable with uncertainties and start to move into something. But boy, do I feel like Justice mirroring the Hermit. I kind of love that energy, to be honest, because I feel like whatever I'm using that sword for, I feel like I'm doing it in a spiritual type way. You know what I mean? Like, if this is relating to another person, it can represent the law. It can also represent karmic, could have certainly been a karmic relationship. I don't feel like the Lovers is part of that because I feel like the Lovers is part of this star. And some of you may be questioning, like, okay, when is it going to happen? Well, maybe that's why this sword is more important than ever. And sometimes that sword doesn't mean that, it doesn't have to mean that I'm cutting people out of my life. It could mean I'm cutting energy. Maybe I've been thinking, like, let's think Virgo over here who can definitely overthink. So maybe that's something I'm considering, like, okay, maybe I want this dream to come true, and what I want to do is not overthink it. Put your trust in your guides. Hmm. All right, let's bring in the Tarot of Dreams, and let's see what these dreams are about. The Lovers, even the blessing that the Hierophant's giving. The person in the Star card, she's looking towards the future. She's not looking at that tower. And it almost feels like, without that tower, maybe a certain dream, and maybe you already knew this. Like, okay, I want this in my life, but I'm starting to realize to have this, then that has to go. Why? Well, probably two vibrations, and again, it could be the way you're thinking. Maybe I've been wishing for love, but it hasn't really turned out in my favor for a while. Well, it doesn't mean it won't. It's interesting how all of a sudden it's reminding me again of Sam's daughter-in-laws who are both Geminis, but very different. Hmm. Okay. Um, I'm like, did I shuffle these? I don't think I did, but it never hurts to give him another one. Let's go ahead and give him a cut. And by the way, for those who are like, you really want to learn tarot, the reason why I cut the cards is I want to introduce them into what's already existing. So I want it to continue to flow. Also, I should say this real quick. Sorry, I don't like to make your opening too long, but I did start a membership program. I already have one where it's just like a simple thank you to me. Um, that doesn't even sound right, but I did start another one with Beyond the Veil Psychic Readings. It's a podcast. Um, and then I decided I was just picking up energy naturally, you know. But then I decided to open it up to some of your questions, and I truly got like almost overwhelmed with questions. It's going to take me a little while to answer them all. So I was going to remove that podcast and leave it on Buzzsprout, is where I actually created it. But because of the interest, I thought, you know what? Let's do a membership program where we can go live and you can ask me like questions and what have you. Excuse me just one second. Okay, sorry about that. It's interesting. Sam just knocked on my door, and his kids live in South Carolina, and I used to vacation in Hilton Head. I loved it. Um, when I had money. But anyways, he said, I've been saying to Sam, like, we should move. Like, why are we still in cold weather? We should move. Let's sell the house and move. It's his house, not mine. But um, I said, we'll move down to South Carolina. And then his son just called and he's like, you guys should move down here. And he's like, that's weird. That's exactly what Sandy just said yesterday. And he's like, find us a house. And he's like, I got the perfect house for you. So who knows? I might be making a move to South Carolina, which I'm all for. Like, I love moving. I love going to new places and meeting new people and what have you. Anyway, real quick, the memberships again. So we will go live. You can ask whatever questions you want to ask. I really don't put a limit on it. The only thing I ask is that we consider everybody in the room. I will start this member, and I'm going to try to go weekly once a week. I'm going to try to go live once a week. Um, but if I can't do it once a week, I'll at least do it twice a week. So it is like getting personal readings, like often. And then there'll be special videos I'm going to make for you. But it will be for members only. So anyway. And if you're interested in that or you want to learn more, you can hit the little join button that's right below the video. It doesn't commit you, it just shows you what it includes. Okay, sorry, Gemini. I feel like I interrupted your reading enough. Okay. Oh my God. Hello, lovers. Again. You know, this, the lovers here, you can see they're being influenced by an angel. It's Cupid, whose influence is lovers. It's like the angels bringing these lovers together. And I love the image because I feel like they're just about to touch hands. And I feel like as soon as they do, they're going to feel this energetic spark. And then the lovers again, double Gemini. But look at the lovers here. They're completely naked. And to me, that represents each being who they are, like no need to wear masks. It's the appreciation of each other. I'm not saying that both of these people are perfect because no one's perfect. We were born imperfect. And don't even shoot for perfection. That's one of the things Virgo tries to do. So, the lovers twice already. With the star. Some of you, it could be two wishes that's about to come true. I say coming true, but I really want you to remember in the star's energy, it is you and divine working hand in hand to bring these dreams, these wishes to your reality. Okay? Now the Hierophant, it looks like he is blessing the lovers. We have, oh my God, the Two of Cups. No wonder love wanted to come through your money reading. Soulmate. Death card. Card of Scorpio. Um, Death card is about transformation. It is closing old doors, but it is a promise of a new door opening up. Now it's falling right below the star card. So I feel this, it almost feels very quick. Justice gives us a clue that yes, there is something. Again, it could be energetic, it could be the way I'm thinking. Maybe I feel like I'll never find that true partner. I don't know how this could not be a true partner here, though. So, this transformation with the death card, a lot of times you'll see it say death slash rebirth. So, a rebirth. And right now, it looks like love. Some of you could just literally be a Scorpio. I could see you with a Scorpio. I think you'd be good with a Scorpio. We have the Seven of Swords. Interesting. Seven of Swords. Kind of like the thief in the night. That's what they call it anyway. To me, it's more like untrustworthy energy. But it's right next to the death card. I feel like it's pretty clear that somewhere along the way, things just, well, they don't feel fair. They don't feel even. When you see the soulmates, usually you see two people looking eye to eye. But they're looking eye to eye. They're in this embrace, almost like, and I'm never going to let you go. We know they're a soulmate. With justice, some of you could have certainly been dealing with a karmic soulmate before, right? That's what the death card, I feel like, is representing. We have the Page of Swords. We have the Five of Cups under the Lovers. Hello, beautiful Ace of Wands under the Soulmates. Hello, Magician. So that reflection of the Hermit, how I said you don't have to reflect all year long. When you know what you know and you know what you want to bring along, then it's time to move into the Magician's energy. And I find it interesting because you have the Death card. So, again, unless it's a Scorpio for you, um, I feel like it's clearly showing us why a door needed to close. I feel like there was some type of untrustworthy energy. I feel like someone was kind of immature, carried like, or, I don't know. Like, I feel like a kid and I don't want to grow up. Well, that's good for you, but eventually we do. Hmm. And then we have the Five of Cups. So it's a five. It is change. It is, you know, it's when we are, this is kind of it is reflection, but it's the kind of reflection where you don't want to get stuck in it. You know what I mean? Like, especially if it's dealing with someone who carried like untrustworthy energy. You know, Mother Mary is like, I want you to care for yourself and know that you have, well, this beautiful love on your path. And if this is a karmic soulmate, don't regret it because it probably taught you something. And sometimes I feel like what a karmic soulmate teaches us is what I don't want in love. That's one of the lessons. Like now I know what I do not want. I want truth. I want integrity. I want honesty. I want to know I can count on you and you can count on me. But if I can't count on you, then you just cannot be my person. I feel like that's what you're saying, or that's what you're thinking, or that's what you have already thought. So, again, a five, change, right? You know, the danger of the Five of Cups is we can get lost in this energy. It can turn into woe is me, but it doesn't need to. Because literally, when this person decides, I'm not going to stay in this sad state anymore, and it's probably something you couldn't control anyways. They change, they start looking towards the future. And what do they find that's really unexpected? Which, by the way, is what I called your money reading unexpected love. I think, pretty sure. Well, they find the soulmates, they find the two cups that they really don't know exist yet. Here they are. And not only here they are, but it's go time. This is action. This is what it's asking for, anyways. It's action oriented, it's passionate. Probably why you want to bring out your feminine energy. Interesting. I did that money reading, and now I feel like now this reading wants to talk about love. But not just love, it's really about how you are evolving, how you're no longer accepting lower vibrational energy. It's like you're understanding now the law of attraction. If I want better, I need to do better. And I don't mean that in a judgmental way. I mean that as in, I have to be real with myself. Like, let's just say who's ever in the Seven of Swords energy. It'd be very hard not to know that, right? It'd be very hard not to understand that this person, if nothing else, leaves me in a state of anxiety because I don't know what they're going to do. But this is coming under the death card. So let's look at it as transformation or rebirth. I do feel like you're saying goodbye to this energy. I do feel like that's what justice is talking about. And again, for some of you, karmic. But listen, once you learn some of these karmic lessons, you never have to repeat them again for eternity. Sometimes we weren't the best in a past life, and now it's time for us to pay our karma back. I'm not saying that for everyone, but that's kind of how it works. But, anyways, so the Ace of Wands that moves into the Magician, it's like your spiritual team is saying, oh, it's go time. I do feel like the door's got to close first. But then immediately, I feel like it gives you this sense of power. I feel like it's like, especially the magician marrying the star. It feels like there's nothing that's impossible if I'm willing to put my focus on it. And I mean that in love, I mean that in money, I mean that in all areas of your life. You just have to be willing. Take those chances. Again, the star working hand in hand with divine. It's really powerful energy, Gemini. And, take advantage of this universal year nine so that you can move into the energy of the magician sooner versus later. I mean, we're all moving into it in 2026. So this is a great year to like put out or do your groundwork. Let's say I want to manifest a business. Well, let's lay the groundwork. Let's do the research. Some of you may have already begun, and it may just start to be like really starts to take off. Tower under that Seven of Swords. Tower right here. So first of all, let me say that this tower feels like it was coming in between your real dreams. Three of Swords under the page. So interesting. Three of Swords is mirroring that Five of Cups. But then look at this. The Five of Pentacles also came out with it, which is like a tower energy. Some of you may have someone who could have broken up with you. The Five of Pentacles, it's like something happens that's outside of our control. And temporarily, it's difficult energy, but it is a five. And I feel like as we move through this energy, this is where we're really starting to build our compassion and our empathy. Why? Because now I know what it feels like. So it is change. But I feel like in the Five of Pentacles, really what you're doing is you're moving closer and closer and closer to your soulmate tribe and a soulmate love. Could even be a twin flame. I'm just going to throw that out there. There doesn't, though, every time I say that, I'm like, why did I say that? Because I don't want you to get hung up on like a title. It's the vibration of this love. So much higher than what was. So if someone broke up with you who was carrying that Seven of Swords energy, where you didn't know what they were doing anyway. And I do feel the immaturity, maybe even through communication. I have to say, I feel like they did you a favor, though I know when you're in it, it doesn't feel that way. That's why I say these fives are temporarily difficult energy. Just keep moving forward. And these changes will make you forget about the tower. I'm telling you, this heartache goes away. Sometimes we're so fixated on one person. And, I don't want to change your mind. I want you to trust your own intuition. I'm like, when I do readings, I'm giving you potentials, not predictions, because you have free will. And so does everyone else. So, even your spirit guides can't come between you and your free will. So some things you have to do. And I feel like that's what these fives are about. Like, okay, I do have to take human action if I really do want to see some of these dreams come into my reality. I mean, my God, you have great love on this table. it does feel like you kind of went through hell to get here at the same time. Look at the bottom of the deck. Hello, Ace of Cups. Love. Some of you, I have a feeling you had to be feeling this. Because I feel like this is representing love is in the air. See what's underneath it. Well, hello, Six of Cups. Could be someone that you already know. Could be someone from back in the day. It is not the person in the Seven of Swords. I mean, can they evolve? They can, but it's not showing it. It's showing the opposite. So I don't think it's them. Well, honestly, I know it's not them. Doesn't mean that they may not pop their head back in, but then it's going to be up to you of what you're going to do. What you going to do when they come for you? All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot and let's go deeper. You know, I love doing all the signs. I really do. But there's certain signs that the readings are always interesting, and you are one of them. Like, your readings just, it's almost like I just went and watched the best movie ever. And if you think about a movie, you know, there's hardships, there's transformation. Hopefully, in the end, let's say we went to go see a love movie. Hopefully, at the end, these two lovers come together. But this is your book, your movie, so you're writing it. You know, it's you writing these chapters hand in hand with divine. All right, let's keep going. So we'll start at the beginning, but we're going to read it as a whole. I like how the majority of your cards are coming face up. All right, well, there's that Five of Pentacles again. Interesting. Five of Pentacles, the last card here. Five of Pentacles, the first card. Now, touching the Hermit, that means you are reflecting over that. And interesting because it's even with the Lovers under the Hierophant, there was definitely some type of imbalance. Okay. We have the Queen of Swords. Right off the bat, I feel like that's you. We have the Eight of Cups. I'm so happy to see this right now. And I'll tell you why. Eight of Cups is, you know, the Five of Cups. Yeah, I'm thinking about my past, but I'm thinking about it in kind of like a sad state. You know, I wanted what I wanted, but yeah, do you still want it? You know what I mean? Eight of Cups is where one has really taken a look at that emotional house, has found emotional clarity, and they're moving on. And they're heading to the Nine of Cups, which is inner harmony. And not just inner harmony, but fulfillment of wishes. Well, it's coming right over the Star card, your wishes, but also the Death card. So, it's like you're doing exactly what your spiritual team is guiding you to do. And then, double eights, 88. Strength card over the Seven of Swords. Makes me feel like the Seven of Swords, who's ever in that energy, there could have been something that they're dealing with or they are dealing with. You know, because it can talk about addictions. It talks about our own inner demons and, you know, having the ability to find balance within. But something tells me that this person may be more comfortable living in that energy. Like they may not see a problem with their energy. So be it. You know, we can't fix everyone. And we're not meant to fix, you know, when it comes to love, This is something my daughter and I talk about all the time because she's a Scorpio and she does feel like, oh, I can fix someone. But I feel like some people you can't. Doesn't mean, may not have fallen out of love. So I feel like they've given you every reason to. But sometimes you can love from afar. Sometimes you need to. I feel like they need to experience their own towers to understand. Let's just put it this way. I feel like some of you are dealing with a karmic soulmate, and that means that probably in a past life or one of your lives, usually a past life though, you could have been this person. And now you're here in this lifetime to deal with that karma. Remember, eights are about a new beginning. I'm not going to say this person can't overcome their personal issues. They can. But what I'm feeling is I'm not really feeling it as a problem. Why do you keep telling me it's my problem? Well, because it is a problem. We have interesting two pages. Page of Swords over the Page of Wands. Well, my Page of Wands is my little risk taker. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually a good thing. But I feel like in the Page of Wands energy, I do try. I don't let fear stop me from like moving forward, but not everything pays off. And yeah, sometimes I get knocked down. But what I love about the Page of Wands is I'm learning how to get back up again. I'm learning how to get back up again. I'm learning not to allow other people to dictate what my life should look like. By the way, when I say I or me, I mean you. I'm literally you. Hmm. First reversal, face up, 10 of wands, which is I'll take it all day long. So in the upright, it makes me feel like, I do feel like you're such loving souls. And I do feel like not everybody understands you. I mean, I feel that with myself, but that's okay. It is that feeling of the weight of the world on your shoulders coming over that 5 of cups. So emotional feels like maybe I was the one who was trying to keep something together and it probably became too much because in the 10 of wands I often feel like subconsciously I am wishing for this tower. Maybe I feel like I don't have the strength to do it myself. But that's when your spiritual team, even your angels, remember your angels need your invitation into your lives to deal, to help you deal with certain issues. Your spirit guides are always sending you signs. Remember, your spirit guides have lived life before where your angels have not, but it's in reverse. And I find that beautiful. It feels like the weight of the world is falling off your shoulders now. Look at this. And then the 10 of swords. Okay, well, 10 of swords. To me, it's a repeat pattern. It's mirroring the tower. I'm going to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised if this person does try to make another appearance And I'll tell you why, because I feel like there's certain people, certain types of energy where, sometimes they just don't know how to love. But again, it's not your job to teach them. Sometimes they have issues, you know? Um, but I feel like you've tried over and over again. And swords is you taking the daggers in your back. And I feel like some of it is bad communication, hurtful communication. We need to end that cycle. And maybe that's what the Queen of Swords is doing. She's ending that cycle. And she's sitting right over the soulmates. So, although this queen has dealt with the tower, and she's dealt with these swords and these wands, the heaviness of this, I don't feel like any longer. I often feel like the Queen of Swords is speaking her piece, saying her truth. And it is what it is. You know what I mean? I love the white doves around her because I feel like she truly is speaking her truth. And I don't even feel like she's speaking it like, or yelling it. She knows. She knows what she wants now. She knows what she needs to do to start manifesting these real dreams. Okay. Oh, the star, which is mirroring the star right over the magician and also touching that death card, allowing this transformation to happen. That Eight of Cups, the person is walking away from these emotional issues, looking for inner harmony. And I feel like that's exactly what you're going to find and more. And then look at this again, the lovers. 3 times. What's interesting about this image? I just love this image, and I know I point it out all the time, but you can see the feminine's energy, right? And Mother Mary is calling for us to bring out our feminine energy, but we can also see the masculine energy behind her. He's just more like in spirit. And I don't mean like he's not living. I just mean kind of like this Ace of Cups where I feel like, ooh, love is in the atmosphere. Love is in the air. Love is in the air. Every time you turn around. So, anyways, and what's interesting also is coming under that, who I feel like is a person with the Seven of Swords. So I feel like clearly it's saying that your lover, your true lover, is not that person because this masculine hasn't come in yet. Again, doesn't mean you don't already know them, but oh my God. And even the lovers is mirroring the lovers. Listen, this could be 2 people. Well, more than 2 people, but this could be 2 people who found themselves in a difficult relationship and needed to find their way out. And it kind of feels like both did, maybe in different ways, but I feel like what it's saying then is when this love does present itself, that it's unencumbered, that this love is not connected to another. Doesn't mean they don't have exes. It just, to me, it makes me feel like they're not married. Or let's say they were married, they're probably separated. There's definitely no love. And this is one of your wishes. I mean, it just is. But that's not a bad thing. But it feels like it's aligning these lovers and bringing them together. But I feel like each lover had their own personal work they needed to do, so to speak. Hmm. Synchronicities, synchronicities. But that would make sense when we have soulmates on the table. Beautiful. Seven of Pentacles. I'll tell you why I feel like the Seven of Pentacles is beautiful. Because this is your tree of life. Those pentacles on that tree, those are your soul seeds of intention. Now, the first message of the Seven of Pentacles is patience. So if you look at that tree, think of like your garden. You know, you're planting seeds. You're not going to stand over that seed and be like, come on, come on, come on, blossom already, come on. You know it takes time, and you're willing to give it the time it needs. So patience sometimes is the universe being patient with us, but not judgmental. Like, don't feel that. Patience as in, we got to let them play out their free will. Seven of Pentacles to me is, when I see the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like everything that has come before it was meant to come before it. And some would say, well, why would the Seven of Swords? Why would that? Like, why would I have to go through that? Again, for some of you, I do feel like this is relating to a past life. I know it's not going to be for everyone, but I do feel that. Like, and I feel that in a good way, like it's an opportunity to pay back this karma and then get moving on to real love, right? Real partnership. It's meant to be. It's going to happen. And then the Page of Wands above it, it's like, but will you take that chance? I feel like you will. I almost feel like, how could you deny what you're feeling here? Again, you may not be looking for love, but that doesn't mean love is not going to come in. Love normally is unexpected. Some of you, though, you may have someone, again, I'm going to leave out the Seven of Swords energy. There could be someone, just because the Six of Cups is under that Ace of Cups, it kind of reminds me of my story. The reconnection to Sam and we dated when we were teenagers and then broke up. And I lived my life, he lived his life. And then 40 years later, out of the blue, completely unexpected, he calls me. We were in different states, and it changed everything. From that moment on, we were always on the phone. Even when I'd go to work, he'd call me at work. I'd be like, you can't call me at work. But he would call me anyway. But I found that charming too. Hmm. And I have to tell you, the only time I talk about my personal experiences is when I feel that they're going to help you. You know, because some of you may still be hung up on someone who carries untrustworthy energy. And I feel like you simply have to ask yourself, like, can I see myself in this energy for the rest of my life? Will I be happy? Well, I feel like they've already proven the fact that chances are they're not going to change. So that leaves the change up to you. But listen, Any change you're making, it's only benefiting you, like to the highest, I feel. All right, I'm going to take some cards underneath also. And then we'll bring out clarifying love situations and then the romance angels. But let's start by going underneath. We have the Three of Cups. Well, number one, that's the energy of joy. This talks about a reason to celebrate. It's following these fives. It's coming after the Ten of Wands in reverse. It literally is like, where I felt the world on my shoulders. Now I feel you feel free, happy. But it means there's going to be a reason to celebrate. Kind of feel like we already know what. Let's keep going. Five of Swords in reverse. Beautiful. And I'm saying beautiful because it's coming under the Ten of Swords. You use that sword. You cut those ties. And the Five of Swords in the upright is toxic energy. It just is. Toxic people, toxic communication, all of that. It's in reverse. You're not taking it anymore. Enough is enough. It's like you have clarity now of what has been toxic and maybe what still is toxic. And when I say toxic, especially with the star here twice, I do feel like it's energy that comes in between you and your dreams. But you're not taking it anymore. Gemini, it's like you're growing in front of my eyes. Three Swords, Eight of Wands. All right, so we have the Three Swords. I definitely feel like, because we have the Three Swords over here too, it's interesting because the star, the Three of Swords, the Three of Swords, all these fives, which speak of change, both have the Five of Pentacles. What I'm trying to point out is the synchronicities between two people. Eight of Wands, what I think about, I bring about. And I can bring it fast. It is fast moving energy. It's an eight, a new beginning, right? But these are your intentions that you're sending out to the universe. Another way of putting that is thinking about where your own vibration is at. I do feel like we have to be what it is we want. So it looks like great love on this table. But then I also have to be able to give love. Again, Mother Mary, bring out that feminine side. Allow yourself to explore. You just never know where it's going to take you. You don't have to move quickly. Yet I still feel like it is going to move quickly. I feel like we're seeing you and your future partner. And I'm saying partner because I feel like there will be a real commitment. I feel like a reading wouldn't be real if it didn't include some of the energies that are difficult, that we do need to try to overcome. I say try, but I know that you can. I know that we can. I know that they can. I don't feel like this one can. But in a way, I feel like, well, let's just put that in the past. The Emperor in reverse, card of Aries. And then look at this, the Page of Swords in reverse. Page of Swords right here connected to that Seven of Swords. You know what I feel like you should say to yourself? I took a chance. I took a chance. I tried to love someone. And they probably loved you too. But I just feel like they don't see any issues with themselves, or at least that's what they're projecting. Maybe deep down, they would like to change. But now we have the Emperor in reverse. Well, the Emperor is normally someone we can look up to. Some of you, this could actually be a marriage, and this could talk about the father figure. Doesn't mean, like, let's say you have kids, that you're cutting the father out of the children's lives, but you're cutting him out of your life. Like, I feel like, yeah, we could be on a friendship basis, but I feel like the love is done. Can't look up to you anymore, Emperor. And I just want to say, I just got a message that for some of you, I feel like one of the dreams you had is maybe creating your own business. And maybe you didn't believe in yourself, but I feel like that's because there was influence, like of a negative source, making you feel, like you couldn't believe in yourself, or you couldn't believe that, your dreams could actually come true, that you could live a life where joy and love is the major part of it, but also a love of what you do. So it does feel like, again, you're evolving and someone else isn't. But I feel like the person who's coming in, they are in the same vibrational level as you. Doesn't mean both of us are healed, because I feel like there are issues that both of us had to deal with that were not easy. But sometimes someone comes into your life, again, unexpectedly, and the Tower energy, the Ten of Swords energy, all that hardship, it's like, I don't even think about it again. You may talk about it because you may find that you have similar experiences. I can't see how you couldn't with the synchronicities, but I feel like you want to start a business. You want to fall in love, doesn't mean you have to be out there actively looking. Because again, I feel like it will just happen. It feels like love is already in the air. Hmm. Three of Swords mirroring that Eight of Cups takes that sting away of the Three of Swords. The other three we have is the energy of joy. Joy, heartache. Joy, heartache. Hmm. All right, let's bring out the clarifying love situations. We'll give them a shuffle. Let's give them a cut. And I'm just kind of going right across the board here. But we'll know what it relates to. Strong roots. Pull weeds of resentment so your love can bloom. Depending on which way the card comes out, there's a message on both sides. Delicate dawn. From fragile beginnings, nurture growth, and hold on to the promise of hope. That definitely fits also. Pull weeds of resentment so your love can bloom. Interesting how I was talking about your garden and your garden blooming. I feel like we already know where the weeds are at. All right. Oh my gosh. Unexpected joys. Life's surprises are gifts, opening doors to unforeseen adventures. Exactly what I felt. Life's surprises are gifts, opening doors to unforeseen adventures. And then last but not least, poker face. Beware of hidden intentions and underlying motives. Wow, I feel like we know who that's talking about. And what's to say on the other side? A fool's gamble. Beware the deceit of tricksters are as risky paths can lead to downfalls. Wow. Beware of hidden intentions and underlying motives. To me, it's very clear what it's talking about. All right, I'm actually going to pick these up. And let's bring in the romance angels. Same thing, I'm just going to take it right across the middle of the board because I feel like we kind of, I hope at least, that you understand where this reading is leading. Cut. Gemini, release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. Interesting because it's like she's got this Dear John letter. But I just want to say, I feel like if someone broke up with you, that's their loss. Release your ex. The time has come to clear your energy. That's what you're doing in the Eight of Cups. You're clearing that energy. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. I like that. That makes me feel like this love, it's going to have a lot of playfulness in it. You know, like I can see you chasing each other around the room in a loving way. Let's do one more. Hello, true love. No wonder the Ace of Cups is on the bottom of the deck. This is a romance of a lifetime. Gemini, release your ex. So we know this ex is not your true love. Here's your true love. That's why we're seeing the lover so much. This is your true love. This is a romance of a lifetime. Amen. I have to say, I feel, to me, anyways, this seems to make complete sense. And the cards that we pulled from the clarifying love situations, it spoke about unforeseen blessings. I forget what it said, but unforeseen joys, something like that. So I feel like prepare yourself for the unexpected. Will you be ready? And by the way, I don't feel like this is saying, I feel like whenever the eight of cups, whenever I start to move out of this energy, I feel like that's when things really start happening. I definitely feel like there's going to be a conversation where you're like, oh my God, I've been through the exact same thing. And I feel like it's really going to connect the two of you. Playfulness, true love, unconditional love. The lovers are everywhere. So if you have any doubt it's for you, you can erase that. You know, the Seven of Swords, I wanted to give this person a chance, but now it's very clear that it just feels like there will be no change. So I need to release this energy. I need to release this X. I need to reclaim my own energy. And the time has come. Remember the death card? Who talks about the closing of a door, but the promise of a new door opening? Hello, true love. And why? Wow. I feel like because you deserve it. What a reading, Gemini. I just loved it. I don't love the hard things, you know, going through difficult situations, but that is life, Like, I don't feel like God promises a rose garden, so to speak. But the one thing God did promise us is there's nothing that we're going to experience that we cannot overcome. Pull on your guides, invite your angels in. If you're having a hard time letting go of what you need, you need to let go of. Ask your angels to help you. They will. And then let true love ring in. Again, amen. Gemini. This is why love wanted to come through your money reading. And now when I think about your money reading, for some of you, I feel like, there's certain goals you had in mind that maybe, you weren't able to accomplish for one reason or another. This feels like the time where, I feel like you're putting yourself first. And not in an egotistical way. You're just like, I have a right to live life the way I see it. I have the right to have love that I don't have to worry about. These are my rights. Why am I letting someone else take them away? Yes, I probably love them. But love isn't enough sometimes, many times, right? You've got to have, if there's love, there's got to be action behind that love. And that's what it's showing here is the action with the soulmates. Don't forget, you have the soulmates right there. You have the lovers everywhere and the ace of cups. I don't know. Okay. I'm going to let that be because I could just literally go over this whole reading again, but I don't feel like you need me to. So instead, I'm going to thank you. I love you. And I pray that this manifests for you. But I pray that you see the light and you head towards that light. And I mean on earth. Let's make that clear. Allow these new beginnings that just simply want to open up for you. But they probably need your attention, your action. You know, that Ace of Wands, that's really what it speaks about, but it's also something you're passionate about, someone you're passionate about. Maybe just simply taking a step into it is all I need to do because I feel like the rest will just reveal itself very quickly. And when I said that I don't feel like you're going to feel that tower energy after this happens, I mean it. Like, I feel like goodbye yesterday, hello, today, and tomorrow. All right. I love you guys. I thank you. I hope you can feel this reading. Because, you know, the way I do my readings, I really want you to feel the energy of the reading. Like, I feel it when I do readings. I can feel, you know, kind of like an empath. I can feel the emotions. Not kind of like. So, okay, I'm still talking. Love you. Thank you. I will see you next time at our table. And again, I will link your money reading because that was quite interesting too. But I will link it together. So, thank you. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye bye.